καθαρό είναι το μπουκάλι. Άμα θες μπορείς να χρησιμοποιήσεις το ποτήρι σου αν δεν θέλεις να ακομπάς το στόμα.
Πώς ανοίγει αυτό?
Fucking...
Δεν ξέρω, εντάξει δεν ξέρω. Thank you.
Σίγουρα δεν θέλεις να κοιτάξεις το υπόλοιπο.
Δεν βλέπω κάτι δύσκολο.
Δεν το βλέπω κάτι δύσκολο.
Okay, ναι.
Κοινοπραξία.
Joint venture, consortium, ανάλογα.
Consortium δεν νομίζω ότι θα είναι
joint venture είναι
σε
in this context.
Σε αυτό το context, ναι, σε αυτό το πλαίσιο.
Τεστ 1-2 και ανάποδα τεστ 2-1. 0, ακούγομαι, δεν ακούγομαι.
Και στο Vakxikon, deliverables, landmarks είναι τα ορόσημα. Milestones είναι τα ορόσημα.
Ναι.
Και critical risks.
Όλα και milestone είναι να μάθει.
Μην μιλάς.
Απ' την άλλη είναι καλό γιατί ξεπερδεύεις το ίδιο. Και μετά είσαι ελεύθερος να το
Ναι, σωστό, καλά, ναι. Δεν έχεις κάτι άλλο σήμερα?
Όχι, εγώ μετά θα πάω λιγάκι, θα κάνω μια γύρα να δώσω κανένα φυλάδιο. Και μετά είναι ελεύθερος.
Επιστρέφεις σήμερα ή αύριο?
Όχι, αύριο θα επιστρέψω. Θα κάτσω και σήμερα. Ναι, εντάξει. Και σήμερα όλη μέρα στο πόδι.
Camila, if you want there is a headphone. Yes, because we speak in Greek.
I will speak in Greek.
That's why. The same. Και από ό,τι καταλαβαίνω, όλοι, εδώ ελληνικά είμαστε όλοι,
Οι υπόλοιποι
in Greek. Α, ελληνικά. Επομένως, μάλλον ελληνικά θα μιλήσουμε. Είμαστε 4 άνθρωποι εδώ.
Όχι, εγώ ελληνικά θα μιλήσω.
Ελληνικά θα μιλήσουμε.
Χθες το συζητούσαμε με τον Βούλγαρο αυτό και του λέω ρε εσύ, του λέω τι να κάνω, μιλήσω στα αγγλικά ή στα ελληνικά μου. Κοίταξε μου λέει, είναι τελώς τρελό μου λέει να είσαι στην Ελλάδα και να μιλάς στα αγγλικά. Μίλα στα ελληνικά λέει.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending today's event, the professional program. Thank you to all attendees during this very first morning session, the hardest session. Like I was saying with Kostas earlier, sadly one of our speakers is not present because the Slovenian authors and publishers, Jana, Bauer and Andreja Peklar, are still in part of another event at the Children and Adolescents Corner, and they may join us shortly. I see a lot of youngsters out. I'm Nestoras Poulakos from Vakxikon Publications. In recent years, we decided to participate actively in the Creative Europe program, which is organized and subsidized by the European Union to provide assistance to publishing firms and to organizations and institutes throughout Europe as regards to literature, translation, events, actions, and partnerships in particular. At present, our publications are running 4 projects in the context of Creative Europe, and we have a lot of work through everything that's taking place. 2 of these projects are being hosted this year at the International Book Fair of Thessaloniki. Since when you create and when you organize the initial plan for your program, you set up actions that you need to implement in your own country. And discussing books and literature in Greece, our presence in Thessaloniki is more than necessary, since this is the only international book fair we have. And that is why this year we have brought here authors from 2 European projects that belong to Creative Europe that we are running. One of these is Trans-European Journeys, which began last year. The leader of the program is the region of Jönköping, one of the largest regions in Sweden. And the cultural department, if we may call it that, of the region, did something truly unique. It led a project in order to promote authors from that region to other European languages. So in other words, it's like our region of Macedonia were to lead Macedonian authors in other languages. So you can understand how unique this project is. This is truly tremendously interesting. We have visited the region. We participated in the local book festival. And this shows how important and valuable this project is for the local community. We are participating as one of the 5 publishing firms in Europe which translate books in our country. We organize events, enter into partnerships, and at the same time we give our books to be translated into Swedish. So the synergy, what Kostas was saying yesterday, during yesterday's panel, is not limited to the fact that a leader just led a project or led a plan and just benefited from what they planned. At the same time, there is an interaction and an exchange of literature, of books, of authors, of actions, etc. The second project we've brought to Thessaloniki, but the authors are not yet here, and which is why we don't have their banner behind us. Here they are. Let's take a small pause until they take a seat. So, just in time, while I was mentioning our second project, Jana Bauer and Andreja Peklar just arrived. They are Slovenian authors, and they are participating in the project that you see behind me, Connected with Books, which is being led by Dobnost Publishing House, headquartered in Slovenia. Jana, beyond being an author, is also a publisher, and quite experienced in the implementation of Creative Europe programs in her country. This project will be completed this year, and in the manner which I mentioned earlier, meaning that we translate Slovenian books into Greek, and there is communication between the partners in this plan. And at the fair, we will have Andreja and Jana to present their books, which were published under the auspices of this project, or in the context, rather, of Connected with Books. So that was my introduction. As part of the panel, we have Erika Hindborg, a Swedish author of children's books, which we published a few years ago in Greek, as part of the Trans-European Journeys program. We also have Jana Bauer with us, an author and publisher of the Connected with Books project, the leader of the project, with great experience. It will be quite interesting to hear all she has to say about how all these years this European programs have been implemented and the benefits to be reaped as an author and as a publisher in her day-to-day life at a publishing house. We also have Andreja Peklar, a Slovenian author of children's books. We published 2 of her books, and she has participated as an author in several projects, including the one I mentioned. And of course, Kostas Trakosas, the Executive Officer of Creative Europe desk here in Greece. So, whom shall we start with? Okay, let's start with Kostas Poulakos to give us a presentation, and then we will give the floor to Jana Bauer so she can share her experience with the theoretical and practical component. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you for inviting us. The Creative Europe Desk of Greece is very pleased to be here at the International Book Fair in Thessaloniki. What we will try to see is the key core principles of the call, which is entitled, it was called Literary Translation, now it's called Circulation of European Literary Works. And we will try to look at its key principles so that you know what we're talking about. So, each European program has certain key calls. The Creative Europe program has 2 main calls. One concerns transnational cooperation plans, which covers the entire cultural sector, while the other is transnational circulation of literary works, of European literary works. This concerns exclusively literature and publishers. Each European call has a purpose and certain priorities. And I'm saying this so that you can understand how European programs work. The purpose, then, is to support projects that support the translation, publishing, circulation, and distribution of European literary works, specifically fictional works. So they can't be studies. They need to be exclusively texts that are literary. Poetry, novels, comic books, etc. Furthermore, they can't be works that, despite that they may have numerous literary sections, such as a literary study, it cannot be included in these projects. So it must be purely fictional works. The priorities of this specific call are, firstly, to strengthen transnational circulation and diversity of European literary works, to promote reading, cultural diversity of European literature to a broader public, and to support the literary translators as a profession with fair pay, good working conditions, and strengthening the competitiveness of the book sector. Particular emphasis is placed, as we said yesterday, with my colleague from Bulgaria, Alexander, to support literary translators with fair pay and good working conditions. What is the expected impact of these actions? Usually, such calls support 40 projects or so, which are implemented either by one operator or a joint venture of several operators. And as we said yesterday, joint ventures are very beneficial for such calls. And it would be positive for those who want to participate in such calls to focus on the concept of joint ventures. Each work must promote diversity of literature with emphasis on cultures that are not so translated, of lesser diffusion. So we don't need so many works from English, French, German, Spanish, Italian, and translate them into Greek or Bulgarian, but the opposite. To take Greek works, Bulgarian works, Serbian works, Swedish works, Basque works, and translate those into languages of greater diffusion. The second is to support the profession of literary translators and support the principle of fair pay. To develop the professional strategies for distribution and promotion and the selection of proper forms of books that are widely accessible. This means that even books such as audiobooks can be included in this program. To strengthen cooperation between agencies in the book chain, which means to have more and more cooperation between the book sector so that the sector enjoys greater cooperation within it in order to strengthen the publication and distribution and promotion of each book. The operators that can receive funding are usually publication agencies that are lawfully seated in one of the countries participating in the Creative Europe program, which consists of the 27 member states of the European Union and 14 specifically other countries in Europe, such as from north to south, Iceland, Liechtenstein, the Western Balkan countries, Armenia, Moldova, which is a new entry, Ukraine, Georgia, if memory serves, and Tunisia. Applications can be filed by a single operator or by a joint venture of 2 or more operators. Each project must consist of at least 5 eligible fiction works. As we said, this covers all types of fiction, and they must have already been published in their source language. The authors must be citizens, residents, or part of the literary heritage of the eligible country. And these books must not have already been translated into the target language unless the new translation meets a clearly identified need. Lastly, and most importantly, the translation must be carried out by literary translators, not by artificial intelligence, not by AI, which is something that European Commission places great emphasis on in the work of literary translators and their fair pay. So, the actions that receive funding: translation, publication, distribution, and promotion of fictional works. The proposed actions must be grouped into cohesive work packages, which comprise the largest subdivision of the overall project, and each work package must include a list of actions, deliverables, milestones, and critical risks. The 3 main categories of funding are small-scale plans, consisting of a project that consists of at least 5 books, 5 works, and received European funding of up to €100,000. The average size plans with at least 11 books published and receive European funding of up to 200,000 euros, and large-scale projects with publication of at least 21 books and European funding of up to 300,000 euros. The European Commission covers 60% of the total budget of the project, and the rest is covered by own funds. The subsidy amount is in the form of a lump sum. It is not associated with invoices, which is quite helpful for publishers nowadays, and will be calculated before the signing of the subsidy agreement and will comprise 60% of the total budget, as we said. After being signed, after the agreement is signed, the subsidized body receives 80% of the European funding, of the overall 60%, and the remaining 20% after the plan is complete and after all deliverables have been implemented in accordance with the application and agreement signed, the grant agreement signed with the European Commission. I think I've been speaking for more than 10 minutes, so thank you very much for your attention. Any questions you might have? I know that it's a demanding program. You'll need to review it carefully. Nevertheless, it's a program that's broadening our horizons. And I think that this is the key element that we need to examine, that the agencies interested from the so-called languages of lesser diffusion need to examine, whether they want to be part of a larger market and enter it under competitive terms. Thank you.
Thank you, Kostas, for your presentation of the program, so that everyone can have an image of what it's all about. Jana Bauer will take the floor now. As I was saying earlier, besides being an author of children's books, she's the publisher of Sodobnost, a publishing house specializing in children's books, based in Slovenia. And she has run many programs in the context of Creative Europe. And I'd like Jana to tell us a few words of her experience over the years through the programs that she's implemented, the benefits of these programs and the daily work of the publishing house, because as you know, each publisher has a different way of doing things and understanding of what their day-to-day is: publishing, sale in bookshops, European programs, actions, etc. And to tell us a few words about the Connected with Books project.
Okay, shall I?
Okay.
Okay. Hello. I need to put this down. Okay. I think so. Well, can you put it on off? Because otherwise I hear myself.
It's off? No.
It's off? Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Hi. So I'm from Slovenia. I am from literary house Sodobnost. Sodobnost was first literary magazine which was first published in 1933. So after we start publishing, after we continue publishing this magazine, we started very soon with European projects. I think it's already 20 years now. And maybe I need to explain that Slovenia is really small market. There is only 2 million people speaking Slovene. So our print runs are 500 copies or more, less, maybe 100. And it's really, really hard to survive as a publisher in Slovenia. So we were very into these grants, and we are very successful. We have a really good team at European office, our set, yes, with many educations on this, and yeah, I think at some moment we were really in the peak of European grant leaders, and yes, I would recommend this to everyone, because are there publisher among the, or no? Okay, no, doesn't matter, because it helps you grow. The world is changing so quickly, and the publishing world we used to know is not there anymore. You can see, I don't know, sometimes in the past writers has the main word, now influencer has the main word, and with the European grants you can keep your program, you can do really good books, because it doesn't matter so much if you will sell, I don't know, 1,000, and you can do other things. For example, we are putting a large amount of money into education, into program for kids to read more in the school. We have also one European project called Our Little Library, and when we begin with that, there was like 1,800 children reading with us. We want them to show, you know, different kind of literature, not only Slovenian literature, because this is in curriculum in school already, but also other good literature, because we are in the same Europe, and we don't know much about, you know, the best Estonian writer or the best children Greek authors. We don't know each other, and with this grant, this is possible to publish. Otherwise, for us, it would not be possible. So we started with this, Our Little Library, 18 years ago, and there was about 1,800 children reading with us, and today it's more than 35,000 children reading with us, and I think 2/3 of all Slovenian schools joined us. And this was all possible thanks to European grants. We include also other countries, and last year there was, I think, 7 countries, including Greece, which another publisher start, of course, in here. This Our Little Library program. But this is not all. This was cooperation program, and we are talking now about literary program, and we are happy to have Vakxikon with us, and I can tell you a little bit more about that. So some datas. In this project, we include 30 selected books from 14 European countries, and these countries were, and some other countries joined us and published Slovenian books, and this was Sinos from Italy, Prozat Media for North Macedonia, Druga Noga from Poland, and Pajkaja Pilv from Estonia, and Ibis Grafika from Croatia, and Vakxikon from Greece. What can I tell you more about this? Okay, 17 European books were published in Slovenia, while 13 Slovenian books were translated and published and promoted in foreign markets, including Greece. I think before that, very few Slovenian books has been translated into Greek, and now thanks to you and to other publishers, there is, I think, 9 or 10 books in the recent 2 years. Yes.
2 years.
And so I hope you are satisfied with our books. I think you won one award also, which we were really happy about. If I can tell you in one sentence, Connected with Books project was a project that helped books travel and enabled readers to enter other languages, other culture, and other European words through stories. So, do you want me to tell anything else? Okay.
Γιάννα, ευχαριστούμε πολύ.
Thank you very much, Jana, for your experience with the program and the presentation of Connected with Books. Jana is right. Up until 2 or 3 years ago, Slovenian book publications in Greece were minimal. Over the past 3 years, thanks to Creative Europe, the program that we're running, the program ran by another publishing house previously and independently from Creative Europe. An important benefit from all this is that at the end of the program, if indeed you have produced something very interesting and you found a response from people, then you will continue, regardless of the program, to publish books because you have seen firsthand the acceptance of the public. So far, we've published about 10 Slovenian books into Greek in the past 2 years. I'll give the floor to the creators now. Initially, Erika Hindborg from Sweden of the Trans-European Journeys program, and then Andreja Peklar from Slovenia, participating in the Connected with Books program. I would like both of them to tell us their experience through these programs that they're participating in, if there are any similarities or differences with regard to your regular publication of a book and its promotion to a public, or the publication and promotion within the context of the program, how it has been accepted, how it has been welcomed. And at the same time, something interesting to me at least is I would like to hear them tell us how inside their own countries, their other authors, their colleagues who didn't have the opportunity to participate in such programs, how they see and discuss this unique opportunity that they have to promote their books into other languages. Let's start with Erika, please.
Oops. Well, what can I say? This has been a great opportunity for us, of course, to join the Trans-European Journeys project. And it's been like winning the lottery for us, because a publication abroad wouldn't have been possible without this. So, like you said, Henrik, in the region where we live, Jönköping, started this amazing project and picked up 5 local authors and marketed us to publishers in Europe. And luckily we have 2 publishers who wanted to take our book along. Yeah, Vakxikon is one of them, of course. So, well, this has opened so many opportunities for us, of course. Our journey might be a little different. We're almost self-published in Sweden, but our book, our children's book about an environmental problem, has been very well received. But we've done a lot of the work ourselves. So this is easier for us to have a big publisher in doing the work for us. And a lot of our writer friends has been asking, how do we do this? Like, how can we make this journey as well? But I remember you saying, Nestoras, when you came to Jönköping, that it's impossible. It's impossible. I mean, if you're a great writer, very famous, and have a big publisher behind you, it might be possible to publish your book in other languages. But for us, no, it wasn't going to happen without the project here and your willingness to look abroad and to take a chance on books you like. Yeah. So our friends who ask how to do this, we tell them, don't even try. It's not going to happen. No, of course, we tell them what we've done and about our great fortune in this way. What was the question? What was the question? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, but I also want to say that this has... we realized, since we're published in the Czech Republic as well, that this has opened doors for us to market our book to other countries. Of course, when it's in several languages, it will be easier for us, I think. Yeah, so we're so grateful. This has been the greatest adventure of our life, and that's not a joke. It's so exciting, all of this. Yeah. Was that a good answer on your question? Yeah.
Just continue. Yeah, okay. Hello. Well, I'm Andreja Peklar. I'm basically illustrator and author of children books, and a lot of my books were published with Sodobnost, and this publishing house included my work to this project, and the books really, as my colleagues said before, our market is really very small. So what is the opportunity to cross the borders with your work? For example, you can go to book fairs like this, for example, and make some contacts, and by these programs, this European Creative Europe program, which exchange different books from different smaller countries, smaller markets, and this, as lady said, was really a great opportunity and great chance to reach other countries, to reach other languages, and not only that, also you can travel to these some countries, like we are here now with invitation by Vakxikon Publishing House, who translated these books to Greek language. And you can see right now we came from the workshop with Greek kids. So you can see also how the schools work, how the publishing house work in different countries, or libraries or something like that. And this is new experience for us also, to connect with other different points of view on the same thing. Maybe also, yes, I think the question was also, I think you have really great marketing, the great media coverage of, I was really very happy with all the media coverage. I hope it will help to that our books will reach a lot of children, and first of all, that the children will love our our work and our books. So this program really is great, and this was really great opportunity, and I'm really very grateful for this this program and this opportunity. So I think that's the basic thing.
Thank you so much, Andrea and Erika. Θέλετε να κάνετε κάποιες ερωτήσεις?
Would you like to ask some questions to the authors present here, to Kostas, to myself, Jana, regarding everything we've discussed so far over the last 45 minutes? No? Excellent. As a conclusion to today's discussion, what is very important in this effort, and one should focus on, is the openness and extroversion of the work being done in your own country, whether you're a publisher or an organization that runs various projects. Because here we're here for the program Literature Translation, but there is cooperation as well, as mentioned by Jana earlier, with our little library. Whether you're a writer, an author, an illustrator, etc., you're producing a piece of work in your country. You're doing what you would be doing anyway with your publisher, or the publisher with their author, for the promotion of the book in the bookshops and to the public. But that's one version of the work you do as a publisher or author. The other is to promote the project, the work, beyond the borders of your own country. For better or for worse, the classical way of promotion requires specialization and capital. And when we talk about major publishing houses, popular authors who can, with greater ease, promote themselves or be promoted abroad and be translated abroad. And for that reason, obviously, the EU has created Europe in order for the rest of the ecosystem, because the publishing ecosystem in Europe is enormous, and to a great degree, it's a small or medium publishing houses and thousands of illustrators and authors participating in this ecosystem. For all of them to be able to promote, to have the opportunity through the participation in this program to promote their work in other languages, which in itself might have been impossible to achieve in any other case. So it is truly worth the effort for anyone who is going to work with this program, whether it's an organization with their publishing house, with their authors and illustrators. It is worth them to run with this program and struggle with it and do the work, because, as Kostas said, it's a very demanding program in creating it and implementing it. Many people think that after creating the project and its success, they think that everything will just move forward easily, but you need to be very consistent, keep to the deadlines that you've set in the program, achieve everything that's been promised, deliver everything that's been promised in your original plan, publications, actions, partnerships. If you can achieve all of this, arrange all of this in your daily work, in your day-to-day, then it's worth it then you will see your work pay off as a publisher and an author. That's it. Thank you. And if you'd allow me to add to what Nestoras is saying and what the authors, Jana as well, said, this invitation, this call has an element that is one of the most, I'd call it one of the most democratic calls the European Commission has made. It gives the opportunity to smaller publishing houses, to less spoken languages, to be translated beyond their borders. It is a technocratic program on the one hand, as to how a call is, or a proposal is structured, how it's submitted, and how it's funded. Indeed, it is technocratic on the one hand. Nevertheless, the philosophy behind it, behind this technique, behind this technical process, is to help smaller publishing houses. And when I say smaller, I mean a publishing house might be quite large in Slovenia or Greece, but on a European level, it might just be medium or small publishing house. Therefore, it helps smaller publishing houses to develop their work, their activity beyond the borders of their country. That is the greatest contribution, in my opinion, to this program. Openness, opportunities for synergy, for cooperation, for partnership, and the opportunities provided to smaller publishing houses and lesser spoken languages to become known abroad. For example, what the two authors just mentioned was exactly that we were lucky to have this program, because otherwise how would our work go beyond our own borders? And that, for me, is the most important aspect of this.
I think it helps you actually to develop your own ideas, because it's some kind of start-up. Actually, you have even your ideas are very weird. You can try with European money, develop these ideas, and it helps you grow. When we started, there was like 2 or 3 people at Sodobnos, and now it's like 7, 8 people at Sodobnos. So they help you actually develop your ideas, which is really nice. And after all this work, after application, after all the work is done, all the at the end, work at the end is like 1 month maybe. After that, there is so many really nice stories that is left behind you. So I also recommend it very, very much.
Nestoras mentioned publishers really now. It's like it's not as easy as it sounds, you said, and then you have to be. I think I'm fine without. Okay, fine, okay, yeah, absolutely. Could you say, both of you, like maybe the 2 toughest challenges on completing the project on time, anything?
There are different challenges. Sometimes the one you mentioned, completing the project on time, is really big challenge, because if you have, for example, 20 books and 3 years, there could be many problems, like translators running late and things like that.
Not only that, because okay, you have 20 books in 3 years, and authors, translators, etc. But the other big challenge is the partnership, right?
Yeah.
Because you are not alone anymore. In the first call of Creative Europe, 2014-2021. This call was different than the current one, because they in the previous call they encouraged the leader. There's only one beneficiary. So they encourage to a publisher, for example, to realize the project with only for you. You have your own books and you run the project. Now they encourage the partnership. So one of the I suppose, because you are a leader and you have a lot of projects around, if you are a leader and you have your own program, your own responsibilities and obligations, but at the same time you should take care about other 5 partners, 6 partners, and this is not part of your publishing house. These partners should be trustable.
Yes, you need to know who is your partner. You need to know them.
Exactly, should be professional, should be trustable, and this is, I think, a big headache for you. Maybe this is the biggest challenge now.
But if you have good project manager,
yes,
that's half of the work done.
Ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ.
So thank you very much.